between me
And as we know, Top Seed has won 11 of the 12 singles events this year. Amazing stat.
That's unbelievable in that position.
Because they come in cold, and typically that's been close to a 50% range, 60% range, and we're at 92% on top seeds. Any explanation?
The wind, the air, the vibes, I have no idea. All just safe to say that I want to fight out everybody to get into that #1 position.
Exactly. Leanne Barrette, her 7th show of the year. Come on, sit on it. Just laid there, didn't knock it down.
Not enough help from that pin in the gutter. Need a little more life there. Need somebody down in back there to help her out. You know, she threw a pretty good shot. You know, it's just a little transition in the lanes, as we know in a championship match. You get a little movement of the oil, and so it's time to make a small adjustment for it.
Covers it up, no problem, and it was a close one last night. I told you Kim Terrell getting into that match. She defeated Tish Johnson, who really had some tough breaks that last game. Carol Giannotti blocked back from Australia, top 10 after a knee surgery.
And we have scorekeeping in the booth with us this week, Rachel Perez and Michelle Feldman, another Ebonite staff member.
Leanne in the second frame now, working on that spare. And another win for Leanne lane 21. PWBA.com underwent a facelift over the summer and recently unveiled its new look. The Beauty runs more than skin deep. It's your information source for PWBA, including schedules, entries, player bios, photos, and standings. Plus, it displays a complete line of the new PWBA logoed merchandise and the live scoring. Make sure you check it out. Please check out our sponsors as well. And another trip to look in.
And you know, the thing with Liz this week is she had a really unique shot compared to everyone else. Everyone else was playing all over the lane from the first, second, third arrow. Liz stayed right in the area she's in now. She's throwing that ball 6, 7, 8 is what she told us she'd be playing, and that's exactly where she is.
And that's when you can count on Liz Johnson to make a show or be in the lead, because she's so good at doing that.
And she's the only one that can be playing that part of the lane per week. I don't know what I do. Every week I see her play there or another area, and I try and play there, and I cannot strike.
Well, she just throws harder if she needs to. She can stay out there. She has the front 3, and now's a good time to mention that there's a $10,000 bonus out there for 300 on television by Gary and Linda Feldman, Michelle's grandparents, and Bud Harvard.
Oh, you're starting early with those 3 strikes.
I am. I'm getting it out there right now, and there's some all-time titleists. Lisa Wagner, of course, the most prolific. Alita Sill, 31. Leanne Barrette, 26, pushing for 27 tonight. And Patty Costello, Tish Johnson. Carolyn Doran Ballard, one of those tied at 19. There's 4 of them there. She was hoping to get to 20.
And I'm sure that Leanne is thinking somewhere down the line about being installed into the Hall of Fame. Another good shot there from Leanne. See, she made that small adjustment, I believe, and it definitely worked out for her.
Well, she is the defending champ here and going for her 4th title of the year against Liz Johnson, who's looking for her 1st title this season. There's a look at some of those champions. Lady Ebonite Classic. There's Leanne last year, and the other year she won. Carolyn Doran Ballard up there. Kim Adler. Who's that?
I won a couple times.
Wow, imagine that.
Very nice trophies, too.
Yes, always a good trophy at the Lady Ebonite Classic. Leanne Barrette trailing by 10. And ouch.
2-8-10.
Not really any good way to make this, is there, Kim?
You know, she might have made a small adjustment a little further left on the lane, too, to try and compensate for maybe some more hook there, and it just dead skid for her, and that's the result. She, you know, let's give this a run. Let's give the crowd something to cheer on here. See her make this. Do you think she's going to go for it?
No.
Get those 2 early on in a match.
Definitely, especially on a double. She's on a strike. And she gets 2. That's important on the strike. You never know when it'll come back to haunt you. Both of these ladies, we started keeping some stats on the shows for this fall, and both of these ladies on one show are at 50% on their striking ratio. So they're striking half of the time. Leanne Barrette 80% on spares. The one she missed was a 310, a split. Liz Johnson 100%. No open frames. That only threw one telecast this year.
But we just had a graphic up there concerning her being the third woman to shoot a 300 on television. Maybe she's going to become the fourth as well.
Maybe, and she received $50,000 for that 300 from Travelodge. Nice bonus. The other two were Car Honeychurch and, of course, Michelle Feldman, who unfortunately did it before there was a bonus available. Fourth TV show and 8 top 10s, not a bad season. She's been struggling off and on with a little bit of lower back problem. She has a herniated disc.
Great shot there. She really stayed down with that shot. She's trying to stay a little slower on that lane compared to the first lane, compared to the right lane. She's staying slow, which is something she's been working on.
Leanne Barrette, the travel partner of Kim Terrell, who you saw earlier, and she said that works well for her. She feeds off of Kim a lot, they talk a lot, and it's definitely helped her this year. And that's true in many cases. It helps when you room and get along with somebody. Your success can be passed along.
They have the same temperament, and it just kind of breeds within the room in the traveling.
I know you and I experienced that when we roomed for a period of time. I won my first title, and you won yours, right?
I won my first title.
Yes, immediately following.
We ate well in the restaurants for a couple weeks there.
Yes, so a lot of finding a good roommate, very, very important. You have to get along, live together.
Yes.
Do your routines. So. Leanne Barrette now under the gun here. She'll need to continue striking.
Taking a little extra time there.
Oh, well, the 4-pin trip.
Yeah, we saw the trip 4 there.
Leanne's 1-2 on television career versus Liz Johnson. Leanne only averaging 198 against Liz Johnson on TV. And Liz averaging 229 against Leanne Barrette on TV. Pretty big difference there.
Oh.
Now Liz has just been what we consider the epitome of consistency here. She's trying to keep it at 6, 7, 8 in that range. Right up 6, 7 then. Little trip 4 there, same shot. Are these the same 3 shots? That's what it looks like.
And those were her last 3 visits.
Except for that.
That was definitely not the same shot. In fact, you could see the ball was slowing down at the pins a lot more so than those replays. So that tells us that she definitely got a little slow on that shot. A little carryover from the left lane.
Well, that turned things around very quickly here. At least put Leanne Barrette a little bit closer to the match.
Oh.
She takes the wood, smart to take the 2 pins.
Now you would never know it by looking at Liz's face that she's probably a little upset with her shot there. She's very cool, calm. You never really tell what her emotions are. She's one of those poker faces, and she's pretty much emotional like the rest of us when it comes to this. Thinking about a good shot here.
She's in the lead now by 27. Max score possible for her if she strikes out 262. Leanne Barrette 235. What she can do. 10 pin. She'll change balls and just try to convert the spare. Okay, she covers it up and will return in a moment. See who will be this year's Lady Ebonite. Right now, the scales are tipped for Liz Johnson's favor. She's in the lead by 27 pins.
797575. Call now.
Wait.
We're back at the Ebonite's Galaxy Lanes, the newly remodeled Galaxy Lanes, and there's a look at the Vantech Active Lane. It glows in the dark, stripes down the lane.
Wow, look at that. I hope they can direct the direction of my ball hitting the pocket with that, too.
You know, I think they're working on that. While we were away, Leanne Barrette with a double. Liz Johnson, leaving a 10-pin sparing up, so
Yeah, I
Liz
think
in the
I
lead
jumped
by
that
16
commercial
pins
break.
as she steps up in the 9th frame. Oh, no.
Hit it.
Okay.
Ouch,
All right,
ouch,
look,
ouch.
here's the deal. She picked up the 710 this week. She
can
picked
do
it
it.
up
She can
against
do it.
Maxine Nabel, and she picked it up on lane 21. Yes, right here on this lane, she picked up the 710 this week. It's her second time in her career. She throws hard enough. But she says she went at the 7-pin. She doesn't usually
Is she
do
going to
that.
go for the
Think
7
she
pin
will?
this time? I think she's thinking about it.
I
She's
would be.
stepping up to the right-hand side of the approach, so she's going for the 7 pin.
She's going to go for this.
Let me replay here.
Throwing it hard. Sit. Oh, she got the pin to kick out, and that's how she did it the last time. It rolled across. She was thinking about it.
I don't think she threw it hard enough, but she took out that imaginary 4-pin on the rack. No, the 4-pin wasn't there, unfortunately.
She gave it a whirl, and you'd have to. I mean, what are the odds? It's
Yeah,
going to happen
exactly.
right there, same lane. Tough break
And
for Liz Johnson.
Before we forget, I know Conrad and Karen, Liz's parents, I know you're watching at home, and Liz wants to wish you guys a happy anniversary. And also, Conrad, you old hoot. I guess it's your birthday, too, so happy birthday.
Okay, Leanne Barrette now stepping up in the 9th. There with a strike. The rest of the finishers that we had this week, Maxine Nabel, Australia, always in the top 24. And Shelley Shermer, she racked up a perfect no-tap score, 300, 300, 300 in the Pro-Am.
Fellow Floridian Marcia Kamrowski, and another solid finish for Karen Stroud in 23rd. Perfect shot here. She's perfectly lined up. Great shot, fully executed, very confident.
That was huge. That gave her the lead. Leanne Barrette now in the lead by 7 pins. She can strike this one out and take it right away from Liz Johnson. The top seed dominance in jeopardy here.
Second fastball swings.
Oh, she got that right.
Uh-oh. The same spit. Sweet.
Liz can't believe it.
Interesting. Making it interesting.
I hear people in the background
Showing a
muttering,
little emotion
she
there,
has to get
yeah.
that.
Now, this is possible. There's a way to make this as a right-handed bowler, kind of hooking it as a backup ball as a
backup,
left-handed
exactly.
bowler, as well as throwing it pretty hard, which I think she can do too.
Well, if she doesn't spare this, Liz Johnson will just need a mark.
Ouch.
She takes one. For a score of 198, Liz Johnson will need a mark.
Now, this has not been a favorite lane for Liz as of late, with her open in the 6th.
And she left a 10-pin in the 8th and
Yes.
spared it.
She's got to think somewhat conservatively, but not too much. That fine line.
Oh, and not a simple spare.
But the back pin, the 8 pin, did move off slightly. We're going to see it here on her shot. She was a little hesitant there off her hand, not as clean as the others, and it tickled the back pin a little bit. She's hoping it on, get that 10 pin out of there. Okay, now we make the spare.
Right, almost as 2, 8, 10 Leanne just
Yes.
left. But you're right with the 8 pin over a little bit.
It should help to make the spare.
Yes, if she comes in on the
From
right
the
side.
right-hand side, yes.
That's right. Is definitely.
A little extra breath.
Textbook.
She's got
Winner.
it. She's got it.
She covers it up, so right now she'll need just 1 pin on this ball. And it is something about the top seed. It's magic this year. And Leanne, look at the disappointment. It's like, oh, can I just do that shot over?
Kind of anticlimactic for Leanne.
Yes. 11 out of 12. Now make it 12 out of 13.
That's it. She's got it.
That's
So
7.
Liz Johnson grabs her first title
Ooh, that was
of the
great.
season. It's the
Broke
Lady
in 16.
Ebonite Classic.